is leader of the opposition. Why aren't you opposing the government?
Ugly scenes at the heart of Westminster, as Sir Keir Starmer was confronted by a mob outside Parliament and subjected to a barrage of insults. Protesters shouted traitor and accused the Labour leader of protecting paedophiles by not prosecuting Jimmy Savile when he was Director of Public Prosecutions. Boris Johnson has faced calls from MPs to apologise for accusing Sir Keir last week of failing to prosecute Savile.
This leader of the opposition, a former Director of Public Prosecutions, Mr. Speaker, so he spent most of his time prosecuting journalists and failing to prosecute Jimmy Savile, as far as I can make out, Mr. Speaker.
That prompted the Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, to declare he would not have made the remark, and the resignation of one of the PM's closest aides, Policy Chief Munira Mirza. Sir Keir was walking back to Parliament with the Shadow Foreign Secretary David Lammy after they attended a briefing on Ukraine at the Ministry of Defence. It's a walk of barely a couple of hundred yards, but that was still enough for the mob to surround the two politicians. Responding to the intimidation of Sir Keir, the PM tweeted, "The behaviour directed at the Leader of the Opposition tonight is absolutely disgraceful. All forms of harassment of our elected representatives are completely unacceptable. I thank the police for responding swiftly." But Mr Johnson stopped short of apologising and is now coming under increasing pressure from senior Tories to limit the damage.
I would be saying to the Prime Minister, go to the House of Commons tomorrow, say how very sorry you are about the manner in which Sir Keir was treated yesterday, and apologise for any part that anything that you have said.
When a Prime Minister does create damage, it is difficult to see how they can move forward. My preference would be for the Prime Minister to take responsibility himself for what has happened.
Opposition MPs are furious in their condemnation of the Prime Minister.
I think that was a profoundly cynical move. It was an attempt to distract from his own problems. But more importantly, I don't think it shows any concern for the victims of Jimmy Savile whatsoever. It's deliberately incendiary, and in the end, it's inciting the mob.
Stop me, you pathetic little thug!
The Home Secretary Priti Patel also condemned the accosting of Sir Keir and Mr Lammy and revealed she was in contact with the police. 2 people have been arrested. But the Labour leader played down the incident, saying he was soon back at his desk in the Commons and was still going to play five-a-side football. Nothing gets between Sir Keir and football, a Labour source said. But he'll be grateful the police came between him and the mob. John Craig, Sky News.